The shoulder's just a mild storm.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our regular staff meeting of Monday, March 30th, April. We will start with the warrant review and approval. Misty, anything of note this morning? Okay. Start with page 1 of 6. Two of 6. 3 of 6. 4. 5. Am I going too fast, Mike? I'm sorry. Okay.
You can, come on.
And then page 6 of 6. And then the airport. Any questions on the airport? Mr. Jennings.
Yeah, Madam Chairman, just a quick question on your motor for driver's seat cushion cover. For you, we can put it where it's at.
Yeah, that was for a repair on one of our vehicles. It was much needed. I think the vehicle sits up high enough that the guys are constantly in and out doing work on the airfield or whatever it may be. The padding in that seat was probably a difference of about 6 inches. So I hopped in it one day and saw how bad it was and asked them to go ahead and get that replaced. So they bought the parts from there and replaced them themselves.
Okay, thank you.
I know you've got a booster seat at home.
They needed it.
Thanks, Robert. All right.
Madam Chair,
Yeah,
I move to
Commissioner.
approve the warrants as presented.
Thank you. Thank you. Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Moving on to item 3, consider payroll distributions for the month of April 2026. We'll call on Deb Ottawa, Sheridan County Financial Coordinator. Good morning, Deb.
Good morning, Commissioner and Chair. Just wanted to let you know that these are for the law enforcement payroll that's going to be on April 3rd, and then the airport and monthly payroll that's going to be on April 30th.
Thank you. I would look for a motion.
Madam Chair,
Yeah, Mr. Jennings.
I move to authorize the release of monies in order for the county clerk to complete the payroll distributions for the month of April 2026.
Second.
A motion, a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Moving on to staff and elected reports, we'll call on Mark. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning. Morning, let's go. Okay.
Yep.
Madam Chair, going to our Green County planner. Planning and zoning is meeting tomorrow night as opposed to their Thursday night meeting. For reasons of just rescheduling to accommodate some folks we get forward. Just a couple items on there. There's a variance and then also a vacation. So if you have any interest in those, let me know. Otherwise, you'll see those later on. Internally, we're working trying to incorporate these time and notice requirements for House Bill 2, which was known as the Fast Track Permits Act. So all counties and municipalities to that. And so we're just trying to make sure we get that into our process, not concerned about the time aspect on it. Some places maybe, but we're not. It's more of just more paperwork, documentation, making sure you get notices out, making sure that everybody's notified. So anyway, it's not a big deal, but we just want to make sure we're on top of it. Neglecting what the act is providing. So that takes effect in July. So we'll be able to speak by then. And then finally, just our year-to-date permits for 2026 are ahead of any of the last 4 years. So that's building, zoning, and septic permits. So it's busy place.
Yeah,
Crazy.
which you could see in the latest census
Yeah.
updates.
Yeah.
I think 7% for Sheridan County, if I'm
Yeah.
remembering right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
yeah,
We're a popular spot, I guess.
yeah. Well, I appreciate your team's work because it's, I mean, anytime I reach out to you on a proposed bill, it's like, no problem here, not a Sheridan County bill.
Yeah, exactly. It was originated over the mountain someplace.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Any question?
No, thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Ken?
Nothing, Madam Chair.
Knudsen?
Nothing,
Yeah.
Madam Chair.
Katie? Nothing? Misty? Steph? Anything else? Clerk Thompson?
Good morning, Madam Chair, Commissioners. Ada Shaw Thompson, County Clerk. Looking ahead to the week of April 6th, the county clerks in the state will be doing 3 full days of training due to a House bill that passed to learn how to do hand count audit. And so I will need to take my, may not know this, but Misty is now elections as well. So I need to take Misty with me. So the week of April 6th, I would like to encourage a deadline instead of that Wednesday for all of AP to move it up to Monday at 5 o'clock on April 6th so that my AP clerk, Misty, has time to complete all of her duties and put packets together. So I know that's 2 days earlier. Usually we have deadlines on Wednesday, but we will need to be already in Casper for training all day, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, including our travel time. So that's just kind of a one-off exception of where I would ask that we could work together to make that work. That would mean board packets, agendas, AP, I just thought of that. That would mean board packets and agendas, if at all possible, and unless, we could figure out a way for someone else to finish it up while we're gone, but anyway, yep, thank you.
Okay.
Madam Chair. With the board packets, if something else comes up during that week that needs to be on the agenda, you just need to be prepared to do an amendment on that Monday.
Okay. Well, and I think on the agenda, as Clerk Thompson mentioned, we can figure out how to get that out, get each other covered, because yeah, that's an important training, so. Okay. Anything else, Thompson? No, that's it, okay. Dr. Bird? No? Jesse?
Good morning, Commissioners. Jesse, Emergency Management. Just a couple of things I wanted to bring up or discuss. So as I said, went to the state meeting last week, and some of the meetings and information that we received really emphasized the increased complexity in our threat environments currently taking place. Because of some of the global conflicts that are taking place, some geopolitical tensions that are taking place, also the rise in domestic protests and large-scale events that are coming up, like the World Cup, 250th anniversary. The state is really going to be pushing, and we'll be coordinating with them, the kind of See Something, Say Something campaign. And so that's going to be pushed locally and statewide. Really what this does is just provides for the public to be kind of a force multiplier with our law enforcement agencies and emergency management. And so basically it's just the idea that if the public sees something out of place or that's unusual, to make sure if it's an emergency kind of situation to call 911, of course. And then there's also anonymous reportings that can take place by calling a number or making a report online. I can't tell you specifics, but I can tell you that there have been reports to that number before that have really paid dividends locally because of the public just being aware and making phone calls to law enforcement to let them know something suspicious is going on. So we'll be kind of mirroring some of that campaign and trying to get that information out to the public. I participated in an evacuation planning conference that took place during that time. I was on part of the panel, and it's really trying to do statewide coordinated support of the Ready, Set, Go model like we have here in Sheridan County, so that across county lines that we're all kind of talking the same language, because as we know, fires and emergencies don't stay within our county lines. So we have been working very hard with our sheriff's department, the fire warden, and myself to pre-create zones that we had talked about before. So we're continuing that process. We hopefully in the next couple months will have those zones fully created, and then we'll start trying to do public awareness campaigns to let people know where to find those zones and what their zones are, so that if we do have any kinds of evacuations going forward, that they kind of are pre-aware of where to get that information and what zones they currently are a part of. Just kind of to, say that we have a couple of different things going on. We're getting prepared for wildfire season, which has continued every month this year. Well, still Chris's thunder over there about some of the fires and problems and complications that we've had so far this year when it comes to wildfires. But, there's a lot of things going on in our world, and we're going to continue to stay up to date as best as we can and try to keep the public informed in things that we can. And we just ask that the public assist us in both preparedness and assisting with, if you see something, say something. So any questions for me on any of that?
Any questions, Jess? Thanks for the update.
Yeah, thank you.
Nothing? Okay. Renee? Kimber?
No, nothing's wrong.
Amy? Good morning.
Morning, Madam Chair. Good morning, Commissioners. Amy Long, Sheridan County Public Library System. Just wanted to let you know that the board did accept a bid on the Fulmore project officially, and so Van Ewing will be the contractor, and we are moving forward on that. And shortly after that, we have schedules for the Fulmore renovation. So just wanted to let you know. They also formally approved the support we requested from the county HR.
Okay, great. Any questions for you? Okay, thanks, Amy. Robert?
Nothing today.
Chris, later on the agenda?
I'm on the agenda.
Okay. Diana? Nothing. Kelly? Kenny? Are you hiding? Chris moved on me? Good. No. Cameron? Well, Mr. Jennings?
Madam Chair, I may be out Friday, but I'm not sure yet, so.
Okay.
That's all we got.
Mr. Darcy?
Yeah, I have a couple items, and this is for Heidi actually too. Claremont's going to do they're gonna, what does they call it, shop hop coming up, and part of that's going to be kind of like a mini health fair for that. Yeah, and the other thing is that I think the Lions Club would like to do some eye screening at the same time down there, if you want to talk on that.
Yeah, sure. Good morning, Heidi, Manager of Public Health. I had the opportunity to go out to Claremont last Wednesday, just kind of visit and see what their community is interested in as far as health preparedness. We talked about some different things. What came about was, I think we're going to coordinate just a little mini health fair for them out there. And this will coincide with their shop hop that they do. It's kind of a craft fair in November. So we're going to go out there and offer blood checks, blood pressure, vaccines, maybe blood draws from Wyoming Health Fairs. If we can get that coordinated, we'll see. And also work with the Lions Club out there to offer the vision screenings. I don't know what else we talked about.
Yeah,
Covered it.
community awareness,
Yeah,
checking on your neighbors, that kind of thing.
yeah.
This isn't inclusive just of Claremont, this should be everywhere in the county. And where you live, just what Jesse was saying, see something, say something, it's the same thing. If you notice that your neighbor hasn't picked up his mail on some rural route, give him a call. make sure that everything's okay. This is just being a good neighbor, basically, and that's kind of what we're
We have a
trying.
lot of our outlying communities with, or even Sheridan with an aging population, and they're not always being checked on. So we talked about how we could come together and check on each other too. And possibly even formally put something in place. I know down in some of the smaller communities where I was in Converse County, like Glen Rock, they just had kind of a welfare check, but it was a phone call that they did every few months or every few days, just kind of check on the people who wanted to be on the list. Yeah, so that's an option too.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great. It was good.
That's all I have to check.
Okay.
Yeah, any questions or?
Okay. Thank you. Right. Moving on, I don't have anything this morning either. To item 5, consider award of contract for 2026 dust mitigation project. Call the county engineer.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kid Muller, County Engineer. Yeah, we publicly advertised and open bids for our annual contract dust control project we've been doing yearly. Just like previous years, we got one bidder. There just ain't that many contractors, hardly any. It's because the volume that counties do, so it's the same as it has in the past, Oxford Inc. Their price did increase from last year's about 5%. So the total contract price would be $446,880. And that'll do about 65 miles of county road.
Yeah, I appreciate that it was that close to the engineer's estimate.
Yeah, I just used last year's number, so and that's the 5% is the difference, so.
Any questions for Ken? If not, I'd look for a motion.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I move to award bid for the 2026 dust mitigation project to Oxford Incorporated of Wyoming in the amount of $446,880 and authorize the chair to sign contract documents.
Second thing.
Motion in a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Item number 6 is to consider resolution 260337, partial fire restrictions. We'll call on Chris Thomas, fire warden. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning. Good morning, Commissioners. Chris Thomas, Sheridan County Fire Warden. Up to date, if you saw the smoke left yesterday, that fire did start on county property out at the gun club. It was 151 acres encompassing county, National Guard, and private lands. And just so you know, it did not burn any of Nick's property. He grazed it really good, so it got up to the fence and stopped. Something like that, I think. But partly because of that, I mean, we're seeing green up. And part of me was going, well, that's going to green up. Things aren't going to burn that hot. Well, that kind of proved me wrong on that. So I was torn, but that kind of pushed me over the ledge to request you to implement the partial fire restrictions. Very similar to last year. The only things changed in the actual resolution are the dates. Everything else is the same on that. One of the things I've put into the media release I've prepared to, and I fully expect this, is when things start to green up and when we get our spring moisture, we'll take them off. So this, I do not, I am very hopeful, cautiously optimistic that these will be off before Flag Day and 4th of July and all of that.
And speaking of Nick, he had said something, something about restrictions out at the gun club. Do you know if they typically do anything out there when we have fire?
I know what they do and it's nothing.
Okay.
And this kind of has pushed me, and I actually talked to Nick this morning, so. And I think we need to, and I don't know who the administrator is, I don't know what the arrangement is out there, but I would like to see us move ahead and try to get some sort of a fire prevention plan and actions out there at the gun club, because this seems to happen every couple of years, and they usually happen at not the best times.
Well, I think Holly could absolutely take that to the Parks and Rec Board for you.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. And I'll get with you on the resolution number. It's a little different than I thought I was thinking, so I'll have to make some change. Just confirm the number.
Any other questions?
Madam Chair.
Yeah, for sure.
Chris, on controlled burns, ditches, things like that, are we implementing a protocol that they not only, I mean, we know that they have to contact whatever fire district they're in, they're supposed to contact that fire district if rancher's gonna be burning ditches in that area. But is there additional measures that we need to do? Meaning like if I go somewhere and I see somebody burning, are we supposed to have a member of that fire district have a pumper on hand at their
Our volunteers are not gonna come out to everyone's ditch and help them burn.
So we're not gonna see that happening
No.
as a fail-safe.
I mean, it's up to each department, but I think our volunteers have got lives and it's not exactly, they may help out a neighbor at times, but that's up to the individual departments on how they handle that. Outside of the partial fire restrictions, we have controlled burns, we ask that they call. And again, that's a please, not a requirement. And for the most part, people are really good about that. We've got our media releases out there. We've talked on that. People are pretty good about doing that. We're never going to get 100%. I guess that's reality. But I would say the public has been taught and they're behaving fairly well. I mean, we had a number of controlled burns over this weekend, and the controlled burns aren't what got away. You know, it was, in this case, it was a shooting range. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, well, I guess I'm not in total agreement with you there, because I did witness a couple of controlled burns that kind of did get out of hand for a little bit there. One just down right around the corner from me, and County Road actually stopped it.
I guess I didn't hear the page for that from the fire department.
Yeah, Bighorn Fire responded to it.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that you don't see us as not, I'm not talking about banning burning, because I mean it's a tool, we have to use it, but more information out there, more restraint, more constricted, that kind of thing. I'm curious if that's the line that we're gonna go on if we don't see some more moisture coming down this month.
With partial fire restrictions, the open burning ditches, fields, that's not allowed. We do allow backyard, I call them marshmallow fires, with 15 foot of inflammable or green or dirt, whatever around it. And that 15 foot's what we ask folks to do around welding, branding, any, grinding, that type of stuff. It's kind of a industry standard, that 15 foot. There's a proposal that just started that asked if the fire districts could approve an individual burn on an individual basis while we're in fire restrictions. I just literally got that yesterday, and it's something we'll look at, but definitely not for this go round. No.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of where I was going right there. I'd heard about it, heard rumors of it, but I didn't know if you were aware of it. God.
I literally, just saw it yesterday. It's something I need to run past Clint, because I think the county, this is a county resolution. This is an exemption to that resolution.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Great, Madam Chair,
Yes.
just for the record, for the minutes and however the public notice is gonna go out. I don't see any changes that allow any ditch burning, that kind of thing. That is restricted, right? I just want to
Yes.
clarify the conversation we just had. This would restrict all ditch burning, fire burning,
The open burning
the open
is
burning anywhere.
shut down.
Thank you.
I would look for a motion.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I move to approve and authorize the chair to sign resolution 260337 partial fire restrictions.
Second,
And are we good on that resolution number? Ida is ready.
I think it has to be a 0 in front of 37.
37? Okay. I'll make my edits.
037?
So get it right.
Okay. Right. All right, we have a motion, a second. Any other discussion?
Madam Chair,
Yep, Commissioner Evans.
Thomas, I appreciate you bringing this information to us. I think we have had such a dry winter and we do have to take these precautions. I do like the idea of looking at the exemptions in the future. That's an important balance to say, hey, we're trying to protect, but also we're also trying to give the liberty for farmers and rangers to do what they need to do. So I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Did you have anything? Did I see you?
And we'll for the next one.
Oh, okay. Just saw it out of the corner of my eye. Okay, great.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
may I just ask one more time? In the packet, it says Misty 260337. And you're saying it should be 260307?
Yeah,
It's not drafted that way.
yeah, I believe I sent out one that's had some different information, so that may be my mistake, but also like the second line, it says beginning at 8 AM on March XX, so there may be some things we have to clean up before you sign it.
Thank you.
All right. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Chris, thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm sorry, Madam Chair, you made the motion?
Aye.
Thank you.
Item 7 is to consider a letter of engagement with Jones Simpkins for audit services. Nicole Cameron Duff, County Administrator, or Administrative Director.
Thank you. This is a document that we would sign every year with auditors, since we changed. This is Jones Simpkins, it's just their engagement letter. We are still waiting for the engagement letter from PMCH as our audit rep, so once that comes in, we'll have that letter up here as well, so. The only thing I wanted to clarify in the engagement letter for their fees, they say not to exceed 70,500. The assumption we gave to them going into this is there would be 2 single audits, possibly the airport and the library. So that's the reason on our previous acceptance, it showed 75,500. So just wanted to clarify that. Stand for any questions.
Madam Chair,
Mr. Jennings.
so Cameron, it'll be 75 instead of 70.
Most likely it will. We won't know until they get into the single audit, but we're gonna assume that the library's $1.7 million grant is gonna have some expenditures in this current fiscal year, more in the next one, so they may meet that threshold.
I would look for a motion.
Madam Chair, I
Commissioner
move to approve and authorize the chair to sign the letter of engagement with Jones Simpkins for auditing services.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. And with that, we are adjourned at 9:20.